Hello everyone, this is Zoltar and welcome back to our Galactic Civilizations 3 campaign. We're still headed out with this colony ship to go ahead and colonize Mazda. We do have this large capital ship moving into our planet, which is not particularly well defended. So what I've gone ahead and done is I decided to move out the transport, kind of in the hopes that it can stay alive, because it can't defend the planet anyway, so who cares. And I'm more or less, unfortunately, expecting everything else in this fleet to kind of get blown up, but I guess we're just going to have to see what happens. Oh no, the capital ship did not choose to engage the planet. Maybe I can bring the transport back, because I really don't want it wandering around looking for that capital ship, but at least we located it, so maybe I have options here, basically, is my point. I can use the first fleet to kind of hunt down this area and see if I can find this starbase and bring it down. It's just a generic starbase, it looks like. It's not really anything particularly special, but I can still go ahead and clear out the area for myself. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that. And then hopefully the first fleet will be able to turn around and start hunting down the warship that was running around between our territories. And I'm feeling like I really want to get this transport, frankly. Like, we're nowhere near being able to attack this planet, right? At least it doesn't feel like it. It's very well defended. It got a giant capital ship and some large capital ships and all kinds of other good stuff, so that even the Crusader might have to think twice about going after it. So I'm really tempted to kind of dump this transport way back, maybe at Cray's Folly or something, and just kind of hold on to it there and hope that it can manage to hide out. But I'm going to bring it this way, because it's much closer to our first fleet. And we know the warship was somewhere in this area. We don't know exactly where it went, but we know it left. And it probably didn't go this way, because we probably would have seen it run off that direction. So we're hoping the transport can kind of loop around here and then come over to Cray's Folly and hang out. Alright, so let's just keep going. Oh yes, the colony ship's still moving. Oh, the transport got hunted down. That's what I get. Well, may as well just quick battle this. I was trying to get him out. I couldn't get him out fast enough, though. Maybe I should have sent him back to the planet. I'm really scared about this planet getting blown up, though. I feel like it's going to cause a problem. But for now, I guess it's not the end of the world. It was a lot of population on that transport. And we will have to build another one, but we'll figure it out. Should be able to deal with it. Alright, first fleet, get back out here. Come on. We still got ships to hunt down. I should have just left the first fleet behind defending. I thought the transport could run away fast enough that it would be alright, but I was not correct about that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get this little planet set up for ourselves. Yes, colonize it. And it's a disease colonizing event, so strange fungus on this planet has been infecting our colonists with a mysterious illness that appears to be impossible to vaccinate against. Although our doctors can treat the symptoms easily enough, they have no hope of finding a cure, and the risk of contagion is high. With this disease afflicting us, our colony will never see its full growth potential. What are your orders? Let's see. Options are, we're certainly not going to kill anyone, keep treating the symptoms and studying the disease. Even if we never find a cure, we won't become monsters ourselves. The other option is we'll have to quarantine people who get the disease and sadly prevent them from reproducing. The rest of the colony can continue on as is. We'll set up a room with nice thick glass walls for families to briefly reunite. And then of course the malevolent option is hard decisions always look easier after you make them. Our descendants will thank us for having the courage to do this if it helps get everyone drunk first. Okay, I'm going to stick to Benevolent here. So reduced population growth, but better research, so there's that. And this isn't our aquatic world. Okay, we can get a lot of manufacturing out of this guy right here. I'm wondering if it would be best to put a solar power plant on that. Right? Try that out. And then dump like a basic factories next to it, that kind of thing. This factory will rush out. And then we'll probably just do the two factories and then the solar power plant and then figure everything else out from there. For now, we'll just leave all that as is. I am still growing right now, which is nice. It's not really affecting me, it feels like, the disease that much at the moment, because my base growth is so low that a minus 10% on it is still basically nothing. So hopefully that'll still be okay. Our aquatic world does have this issue of its manufacturing is quite poor, and so we will want to resolve that when we can. Okay, we have a benevolent point to spend. So what do we want to spend this on? We could get a colony ship, right? That is an option. We could go for elevated to start generating even more points with the elevation foundation. Tempting, tempting. Admirable might not be bad. Influence, I guess, is nice. Enticing has its... I mean, there are all kinds of nice things to get with these points, and I really like most of them. I'm still not feeling the enlightenment during the campaign because it just feels so tiny, the bonuses that you get from it. Like, if we were getting them immediately, sure, why not? But, and I guess skilled is still nice throughout the game, right? Now, the Temple of Enlightenment is also potentially really cool. Like, a benevolent point per turn. That sounds really nice in a lot of ways. Let's see. What planet would I get if I went for the colony ship? I could eventually try to get to atmospheric cleansing, but we're nowhere close to that. Several of these planets got taken, the ones that I was looking at earlier. So I can't have those. This planet's dead. It's not interesting. We have this planet here, but I'm also not too interested in it. It's a frozen world. And we're probably going to want to get the aquatic world specialization because our aquatic world is a bit better than that frozen world. And then we've got this barely habitable class 6 we could try and take, but I'm still not that interested. Like, I'm not seeing a real specific need for a colony ship right now. Later, to take this, if we ever get to atmospheric cleansing, I have no idea if it'll go that long, we could, but I'm feeling like I almost want enticing eventually. I could also just take elevated so I don't have to actually think about it and just be like, oh yeah, more points for later, so I can just push back the decision of a real decision. I'm just going to do that because I'm terrible at things. There. We got elevated. At least I think we got elevated. Yeah. Good. It's a little bit hard to tell because it doesn't... Like, you can see that they go from being gray to being not gray, but it really... It's kind of hard to tell since everything's turning blue and you've got like this vague blue background to everything as well. It's awkward. Anyway, so that gave us the ability to build that wonder, effectively, the elevation foundation. So we'll want to find a place to do that before long. Still building up and upgrading in this area for the most part. Let's see. But I imagine we could find a place to put the elevation foundation. Like this stadium next to these stadiums might not be a bad idea, for example. That's probably where we'll end up putting it. It's just right here next to these stadiums. We'll have massive amounts of approval that we really don't honestly need all that much. Man, this place just needs so much stuff. It's got its mega factory almost done. And then it has a farm, and then it has to go to Xeno factories and things of that nature. I'm also thinking at this point we might have made a mistake in placing this building here. Because it's got geothermal springs here. Maybe we should have put the problem is our fusion power plant's over here, and we'd really like it over here. This is, I guess, what happens when you start off with a world that the computer built for you. It feels like it kind of sucks. Just throwing it out there. I'm going to drop a soil upgrade there. Maybe we can fix all this at some point. And maybe it'd be best just to leave it as is. I honestly don't know. I much prefer the idea of fixing it, though. Alright, still got a lot of food left over, populations available. We can try to see where we can soil engineer. We could put something here. Put something here. What about terraforming? Okay. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to terraform this spot and put a hospital on it. And then maybe a farm here so we have just some adjacency going still. I'd love to put it here, right? But... we've got like the colony capital in the way here, so we can't put it here, and everything's just a little awkward, so maybe we'll just start with that. Just prepare both of those, but also prepare a hospital. I wish I could queue up a hospital where I'm going to terraform, but I can kind of understand why I can't, because you can rearrange things once they're in queue. It could just get a little awkward. There are a lot of extra checks to go in if you wanted to do something like that that just aren't necessary. outside of that specific circumstance. So let's keep going. One thing I'm really enjoying about this game, it feels like I always have decisions to make. Oh man, that thing's back at full HP, or that's a different one. Sometimes there's simple decisions, but it does feel like on some turns, like, I do have a lot of things to do. Would you get back here? First capital ship. Well, kind of. No, we're not building up outside your doorstep. We're chasing down the Drengen that are in your empire. Watch us blow this thing up. Okay, not yet, because we can't actually chase it down, because we have the same speed. But maybe it'll make a mistake, and we'll be able to blow it up. As this is happening, I've got, like, a cargo ship running around my territory that I really should have exploded by now. Let's see, you're kind of injured. You're kind of not, so just come up here. Blow this thing up. There we go. See, that's better. Let's see. Okay, they have... I suppose this is their barely habitable world? Maybe? They almost certainly don't have this guy. They've got something in here. Okay, no, it's going to be a starbase right here is what's providing them their influence. Okay. And my shipyard needs orders. Well, we could use another transport, I guess. That's just kind of an easy thing to do immediately, and then we'll just have it hang back for a while. I think maybe we should modify our transport and kind of design it the way the other transports we started with were. Moves and range are both good on the transport. I'm not so interested in the range, though. Like, it should have some range, but it doesn't have to be ridiculous. I kind of want to get another actual transport module constructed on it to increase the population cap, so... Let's see. Is that what I wanted to do? Yeah, okay, good. Now, let's see. We want to get rid of some of the deep space support. Oh man, I'm so bad at figuring out how to use these things at this point. Maybe I'll just skip the designing and I'll do that. I'll do some more designing on my own in between, and we'll come back to this. So for now, let's just build a regular transport. We'll just build a couple of them, perhaps. Maybe we can even upgrade them after the fact. Okay, go back to the shipyard. It's building a transport. Another option is to just build another actual unit for the time being, like just another battleship. And then maybe I'll come back and have edited the transport later. I honestly don't know. We've got a destroyer out, so let's get that to Bond 2, because we got to protect that planet. It's a little colony ship running around. Alright. And then we have a colony that needs instructions somewhere. So we're done with this manufacturing center. This shopping center here we can probably get rid of at some point. Once again, I probably should have put a solar power plant there instead of a manufacturing center, but what can you do? We'll just build the solar power plant now. We're still all learning together. Mostly I'm probably learning at this point, but there's still learning to be done. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Come on. Why you gotta be this way? There's a lyrium here that I could eat. I think I had at some point, and then my starbase got blown up. Oh, man. Whatever. Nope, little survey ship hit the artifact. That mouse control. Alright, got a little treasury. Now you can wander up to this ship graveyard, I suppose. Well, you're still kind of low on hit points. 49 right now. I think that's recovering, but I'm not 100% sure. And we're losing track of the... Ooh, there it is. Can we reach it? Almost! It's making small mistakes in its movement, so maybe we'll be able to catch it next turn if we pay attention. Alright, it's going down that way. I'm pretty sure we've got it. Come down this way. Blow it up. It still feels like a big deal hunting down one of these large capital ships on its own. Like, its complement of fighters and all that other nonsense. It's just, it feels good to get it dead. I don't know if it's actually good, but it feels good. Okay. And our idle colony needs instruction. We wanted to build a hospital for this guy because he has a lot of population to reinforce here. And greater population from what I understand, will make it harder to take over. Just all kinds of good stuff related to that. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and just intern again. All right. Week 27, 22, 42. What do we want to do now? We're still mostly just continuing on like we have been, although Aperture is building a stadium, which I don't know if it needs a stadium at the moment. Its approval is just fine, so maybe we cancel the stadium upgrade from an entertainment network, right? The research center can continue on its own just fine, I think, although it might be better to prioritize the manufacturing center and the mega factory that we're trying to put up, just to keep our production rising. It's fairly high at this point, it feels like, but there's no reason not to get it higher. And then the soil upgrade will come after those, and we can eventually get down a spot for that power plant and maybe move it. Well, scrap it and then rebuild it. I wish we could move it, but you know. That would be kind of dumb. You can't really just pick up buildings. Well, I mean, you kind of can, but not very easily pick up buildings and move them. All right, we got idle ship somewhere. Oh, the first fleet. Come on, first fleet. You got stuff to do. People to hunt down, kill, whatever. We lost our scout ship some time ago over here, so no more using that. Thankfully, our survey ships just never stop finding things to do. Yeah, this is recovering hit points very slowly. Okay, that's good. Found that colony ship. All right. Good stuff. Now we're almost done with matter disruption, which we were after in order to improve our beam weapons, so that'll be nice to have done. We're running out of space here. We got the Xeno Medical Center down to improve growth. So what are we growing at per turn right now? 0.2. Not very much considering we have food of 15, but it's still something. This shopping center, I think we want to destroy and just drop a manufacturing center on instead. We're at Craze Folly, so let's get that factory building. Think of the adjacency bonuses. Just think of them. They'll be beautiful. It's going to be wonderful. Our battleship finished up, so now we're making that transport. That's fine. We might just stick to normal stuff for now, and like I was talking about, design things later. Our shared borders are making my advisors irritable. Make sure to stay on your side. I am on my side right now. The only reason I even thought about coming into your side of the borders, your side, quote unquote, is because you had an enemy ship in there and I hunted it down for you and then I just left. And we were fine. It was all good. Oh, speaking of ships to hunt down. Yeah, let's get to those. Blow those up. The Crusader's just such a dumb unit. I absolutely love it, but it's so dumb. Ooh. That was a lot of cash. I wasn't expecting that. I was just like, oh yeah, another thing. Oh, wow. That was a lot of money right there. Now we can intern. Man, you guys don't move very fast, do you? Sucks to be you. Pew pew. Yeah, bad day for you. Not a big surprise there. Kind of wondering if we can just... How much space does the survey ship take? It takes 5 logistics. I'm kind of tempted, since we've got these fleets nearby and there are a few ship graveyards around in the basic area, to kind of just dump the survey ship into the first fleet and see what I can do with that for a while. Okay. It wants me to take over Gateway, but that's still fairly heavily defended. I honestly don't know if we could do that without weakening it first. Okay. We're on to beam amplification. Okay, yeah, that's what we really wanted, was beam amplification. Matter disruption, we kind of had to get on the way. I wish it would remember that I like looking at the tech tree and it wouldn't make me keep going back to the other screen. Just leave me here on the tech tree, it's fine. Beam amplification is the really nice thing. We just had to get matter disruption first to get there. We also wanted at some point, I think in engineering, we're going to want to improve some of our logistics. So that would be fleet logistics at some point. Okay. And that means advanced logistics first, potentially, which I'm kind of tempted by. Military manufacturing is also... would be nice, right? Reduces shipyard decay rate would be nice, but I'm thinking just having more ships at once would be kind of nice. Because just stacking more things on top of the Crusader can only make that army ridiculous, right? And we just want that one giant army to be blowing stuff up for us. So maybe we still stick with the beam weapons for now. We're already part of the way there, so we'll go with beam amplification. But that'll be the next goal, is the logistics nonsense. Eventually, Mazda, you will be upgraded, I promise. Okay. First fleet's done poking around. Go ahead and grab this artifact. I can't even reach it. Oh, you're so useless. And we've got our colony, which has its medical center up to improve growth a little bit more, which is nice. It's got a lot of room to grow still. Got the missionary center up already. What do we want to do then? I still don't really want the elevation foundation because I kind of want to put that on my capital, I think. Like, just a massive morale boost. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't go on the capital, but I like to put it there for the time being, and then in future playthroughs, if it would be better to put something else, you know, it's somewhere else. We'll figure that out at that point. This is still Bond 2, which is still a little risky. I'm tempted to go with just a planetary defense improvement still. I could also just pump out a shipyard right up here. That's also kind of tempting. I don't have massive amounts of manufacturing to go along with it, but I can help fix that. I could do something like dump a power plant here instead of this shopping center, which I think I want to do. Man, I could even drop an antimatter power plant here. Yeah, but it's not that... Not really something I want to do. I just want a basic solar power plant. That's really what I want to do right there. Make this place just pump out massive amounts of units. I don't even remember what Bond's special thing is. Yeah, it's just a paradise. It doesn't have any special modifications to it or anything. Just a paradise. That's how I'm going to treat it. Okay. Well, let's keep poking around for another turn or two before we go ahead and wrap things up. Oh, excellent. 25% on beam amplification. That's what we're looking for right now. That's a good artifact to find. Okay, we've got this ship graveyard here. You know what? There's a battleship right next to this ship graveyard. So why don't we see if we can just link these guys up. Yeah, there's plenty of logistic space in here. We'll just link this battleship up and have it run around investigating these ship graveyards if we can. That sounds like a plan. I like it. Alright, Crusader, go ahead and poke up here. Okay, you found a cargo ship. I'm not so concerned about that. Shipyard, a starbase. Eventually we'll take down that planet, but it might be some time. And yeah, you can just hold. You're fine. Another starbase, right in my territory. I think we're going to need to get up to enticing at this rate. So that'll be our next goal: admirable and then enticing. At least we have a clear goal, right? Everybody gave that to us, so we should be appreciative of that. Yes, engage the pirates. I'm not greedy. Don't tell me that. Oh, good. We got a scout for that. Wonderful. I couldn't care less, but whatever. Scout, go that way. Yeah, the ship graveyards don't seem to be all that good. Just throwing it out there. They're kind of questionable. But man, there's a lot of them up here, so I guess we'll just keep hitting them. First fleet, you can mostly hang out at this point. I mean, we have a good idea of where most of them are. I guess we want to take down this starbase. So let's see if we can get to that. Let's see if we can get that done. Go toward the starbase. Come on, you can do it. Get down here. It's all good. Oh, okay, there's 2 starbases. Shoot. Alright, well, yeah, take that one down first. There's so much stuff here. I'm going to have to get a constructor out here. Because look at this. Antimatter, Illyrium, Durantium, Thulium, and Promethean. All right here. I mean, this place, this whole star system was clearly intended to be absolutely ridiculous. And there's more Illyrium up there. Shoot. I see why they needed 2 starbases. Yeah, take down the small one first, then we'll get to the big one. You guys keep going toward the space junk, I guess. Exciting as that is. And we'll in turn. Oh, come on. There we go. Starbase, take it down. Quick battle. At some point, I might need to start watching the battles to see if I can figure out exactly what the interactions between all the ships are, like what roles they're all fulfilling in combat. And that could let me know a bit better when I'm doing something stupid with them, with my ship combination, or when I'm not. Because that does seem to be the core of battle in this game, is you don't control things directly, but that said, you still control a composition. And the game seems to have in mind this idea of how one composition will work against other compositions, and some of it seems to be boiled down to these numbers, but I'm wondering if other things are a bit more complicated, like how fighters would interact with a battleship, for example. I don't know for sure, but it's interesting questions. Alright, he's got some interceptors that shouldn't cause any problems, because we still have the Crusader here, so let's take out his ridiculous starbase and be on our merry way. All this Illyrium in this area. Shoot. Alright. Well, we got the starbase taken down. Let's go ahead and clean up our idle colony, which needs something to do. We got this fusion power plant constructed, so that's going to be rather nice. Manufacturing plus 50% on that. Not a bad thing to have, I imagine. I'm tempted to get rid of some of these research improvements because Bond is just kind of a general thing, and I really want to use it as a platform to push out to Gateway and Proxima Aquarii, and then eventually, obviously, Earth, right? So I'm really tempted to get a shipyard down here, which means I really just want to beef up its manufacturing as hard as I can. So I'm really tempted to just start getting rid of these research areas and keep throwing down more and more and more improvements when it comes to factories and the like. Nope, that was the wrong button. Destroy. Basic factory, go. Alright. And we got that turn over with. So, we got our first transport, again, quote unquote, constructed, which is nice. We're going to maybe need to beef up the population growth back here as we use this shipyard to keep pumping out some transports for a little while. Let's go ahead and get another one started. Maybe another 2 started. Just be like, yeah, transports, whatever. And real quick, we'll make sure that these guys have hospitals either constructed or constructing. Kind of tempted just to put one over here. See if I can make that work later. Obviously, they don't have much room to grow, so we'll also need things like farms and the like, but it should all be doable. Let's go ahead and get a bunch of that queued up. And you're still building a research center, and then you'll build a manufacturing center, and we'll knock that stadium all the way down again. Still not worried about it when our approval is this high. So, there we go. We're all set up. We've got those transports coming. We have a basic plan in place to go ahead and move forward. And most importantly, we did manage to make some progress this episode in taking our aquatic world, which is slowly working on, getting there vaguely when it comes to production. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. Hopefully next time we'll start really getting that shipyard going, get a nice fleet put together, get some logistics upgrades, and eventually press on toward Gateway. But for now, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.